Let's dive into learning about projectile motion.
The most popular soccer trends on the internet right now is called the crossbar challenge. The two most important things to take in consideration when doing this is the velocity you apply to the ball and the angle you hit the ball at.
Alright, so what you guys just saw in that demonstration on the pass there, we're using the concepts of projectile motion and all that stuff on how far I could throw the ball, what velocity it was at, and the time and the angle that it was in the air to get to the receiver at the right time. And based on that, we can show you some graphs here right after.
Ready for the swimming part?
There is no swimming part. This is a sports physics concept. Swimming's not a sport. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, we're going to show you guys these graphs after this of how that ball got to the receiver in time based on the route running and the speed and met him right at the perfect spot. I'm going to show you these concepts right after this. Stay tuned.
Alright, so in conjunction with those videos we took earlier with the football being thrown, I've got some graphs here to show that have to relate to that. And this here is a graph of the vertical position based on the horizontal position of that ball. Basically, it's kind of like a very crude path of motion for the ball going up and then going back down over a horizontal distance. But we look at these graphs here that I have, such as the horizontal position and the horizontal velocity of that ball over time. And you see, basically this is where the ball started and it just moved further away from the origin in kind of a linear manner. But the graph here that we see for the velocity of that movement on the horizontal axis is kind of weird. It's downward sloping, and that's based on air drag and air resistance, because the ball theoretically should have just, in a perfect system, been accelerating at a constant rate from the time it's thrown to where it hits the ground on the horizontal aspect of this graph. But because of air resistance, that doesn't happen, and it actually slows down. And the vertical path of motion versus velocity is kind of the same way. You see it goes up and back down, but there is a switch in the velocity. It's kind of decreasing, and this is probably where the ball hit its peak. You know, it hit the very top, very highest part of its path of motion somewhere along here, and it went back down. And that's because it's not going consistently moving and constantly accelerating, because it's got gravity acting on it. So it's going up and then it goes back down instead of just continuously moving straight upward.
Swimming's not a sport.